Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Brendan Armm. I'm going to speak today on the daily vitality plan, optimizing your circadian rhythm. Again, my name is Dr. Brendan Armm. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. I'm also a licensed acupuncturist, and I'm the founder and director of Lotus Integrative Medicine here in Santa Monica. So when we speak about health, from a Chinese perspective, we often talk about a combination of body, mind, and spirit. So when we go through this, you'll see those three elements in more detail. In Chinese medicine, though, it goes beyond just this concept of body, mind, and spirit, and they subdivide the body, mind, and spirit into three circuits. So the first circuit is considered the body, which is about our ability just to survive as a physical body. The second circuit is more the mind, creativity, so our self-awareness. And the third circuit is the spirit, or what we call self-differentiation. So our spirit meaning how we interrelate or interconnect. Whenever we talk about Chinese medicine, it's always good to have a couple comments on what is qi. Qi, first of all, the character qi is in the lower right corner. That's the character, the Chinese character for the word the word qi. What is it? Is it our, perhaps it's, sometimes we'd consider our vital force. Some people translate as energy. But the character qi actually is the steam that comes off of rice. So the rice, which is a big staple, especially in Asian culture, is the form, and the vapor or the steam, the motive force, comes off of the form, and that motive force or that vitality is qi. So a little more detailed about qi, we talk about yin qi. Yin qi is our nutrient qi, how we have qi throughout the day that helps keep us healthy. And we get that from breathing, which is a type of qi called da qi, and also the food we eat, which is called gu qi. And together those qi, two different types of qi, da qi for breathing and gu qi for food, is what nourishes the whole body. The Yellow Emperor's Classic is a fundamental book in Chinese medicine. Every student practitioner studies it. It's like the Bible for Chinese medicine. And there's a saying, when there's joy, then the energy or this vital force is in harmony and the mind is clear and the energy can circulate and move. And when the energy is strong, then the energy moves well. So the circulation is a very important part in Chinese medicine. So to go deeper into the Yangtze cycle, again, I said there's the first circuit, second circuit, and third circuit. A total of 12 organs in Chinese medicine. So they subdivide this as 4 organs into each of these 3 components. 4 for body, 4 relate to the mind, and 4 relate to the spirit. And we'll go over each of these 12. So each of these organs have something unique about them. And as the energy goes, this yin qi energy moves through the body, and every 2 hours of our 24-hour clock, it enters one of these channels or organs or meridians or pathways. So that organ is illuminated. So another way of thinking it is every 2 hours, one organ is illuminated. And there's certain things we can do during those 2 hours to bring us into optimal health. So again, these are peak hours. It changes throughout the year. The sun is up more in other parts of the year, and it's lower in other parts of the year. Moon is greater, and it waxes and wanes and stuff like this. The seasons, the days and lights and all the changes throughout the year. So these hours shift a little bit. But generally, it starts in the morning, 3 a.m., and it goes till the end of the day, at 3 a.m. and then repeats. We'll go into these in a little more detail. So we start with the lung. First one in the morning. You're probably all still asleep. And remember, Chinese medicine comes from a agricultural society. This was an old society. These theories came up thousands of years ago, more than 2,000 years ago, where people got up early. We didn't have the synthetic lights of computers and phones and stuff like that, and iPads to keep us awake. So people got up early, but we can translate that into today's society of we're maybe still asleep, but our body is starting to come out of this deep, deep sleep somewhere around 3 to 5 in the morning. You're starting to resurface in the body. You're starting to breathe a little bit. You're starting to take in that air, a deep breath, which is the energy, for good nutrition or good health in the body. And some people, if they get up nice and early, might do chanting as breathing practices, or prayer as breathing practice. And when you're in that state, first thing in the morning, you move into, you try to work with this focus of righteousness, or something of high integrity, making a good intention for the day. Then when we finally do get up and we rise from sleep, around sometime before 7 a.m., we start moving. And it's best in Chinese medicine to have your main bowel movement, primary, first thing in the morning, during the large intestine. Makes sense. In that same concept of movement, first thing in the morning is a great time to get your physical exercise in, so you can pump the lungs, get the air going into the lungs and breathe. And on the left, you can see, we did it for lung in the slide before, and in this one too. Here's the large intestine. There's an image on the left of the pathway of the large intestine channel. We move from 7 to 9 is the stomach. And what this means in Chinese medicine, you can see the channels on the face, so the energy you take in food and it goes into the digestion. So our main meal for optimal health should be breakfast time. The gu qi, the energy that we get from our vital force from the food we eat. And that energy will then be transformed into our, going through our digestion into healthy activity for our mind or our muscles. So if we're going to begin work, the best time to begin work is first thing in the morning, whether you do some type of mental or physical labor. And also to keep a mindset of being of an openness and a fairness with the work that you do. The digestion is more in full force late morning, so 9 to 11. Again, it governs the mind. And this is the prime time for your mental and physical activities. It is the best time for concentration, to start focusing on things, not just with thoughts, but also emotions. So now we move into the second circuit, self-awareness. We've moved out of the mind. We've moved out of the body, and now we're talking more about the mind or our unique selves. What is our heart telling us? Or our kidneys, what is our gut feeling on things, or small intestines, our gut feeling. So we start with that 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, still working, but now you're working from a different level, less of an intellectual, but more from a heart-centered perspective, more of a devotional, or getting into a sense of purpose. So with your work, there's like this energy of love, of gentleness, of tranquility, optimism. The small intestine channel runs up the back of the hand onto the face from 1 to 3 p.m. Now you've moved out of the peak part of the day. If noon is peak, now you've kind of moved a little past that, starting to wane. And now you're able to look at things from a new perspective. You're still in your digestion. The food has left the stomach, where you had the first look at it, and now it's moved into the small intestine, where it's looking at things a second time. So revisiting things, second part of digesting food, or digesting our work, or our experience of the day. So a good focus for the day, or that part of the day, would be to focus on joy, warmth, love. And that will help us with our ability to make good decisions. As we've been working more, we get into our gut feeling on things, so there's more clarity of thought. Now we're starting to wind up the day. So the urinary bladder, which goes down the back of the body, is about letting go You know, that's what we do. We eliminate through the bladder, releasing all those things that don't serve us. And now you're getting closer to the evening time, and we start focusing on hope, a good day's work, a sense of peace or calmness, looking forward to the evening when we have a good restful sleep, preferably. Around dusk time, we should move out of work, finish your work, begin your personal time, prepare ourselves for sleep, do any restorative practices or movements, gentle restorative movements to help us cultivate that, what we've gone through the day. We've had the experience of the day, the time of the day, and from that is what is where wisdom comes. So a more clear perception going into the evening. Now we move into the third circuit. And we speak about self-differentiation, the spirit. Again, self-differentiation is an interesting word to look at. It means not your body, not your mind, but how you interrelate with other beings. So in the evening when the sun goes down is a time of getting centered. I even like in this channel, the pericardium channel, how it's in the hand or the medial side or the soft side of the arm and goes to the chest. It's like how you connect with all beings. If you were to find a tree and you can hug the tree, all those parts of your body that would be touching the tree is the pericardium meridian of the channel. So it's a time of getting centered, moving from your consciousness into eventual sleep, which will be subconscious or unconscious. You're going beyond the body and mind and you're coming into the spirit. You're moving into this idea of interconnectedness, where some philosophies talk about interdependent existence or dependent arising, which means how you connect with all beings. And when you're in that state of connecting with all beings, there should be a sense of joy and inner bliss, happiness. The mind, the thoughts and emotions are aside, and on our innermost is joy and happiness and inner bliss. Sanjiao, or triple burner. This is a term most of us have not heard of. Chinese medicine we do talk about. Maybe in Western, concepts, they might consider this the lymphatics. There's discussion about that in Chinese literature. So maybe think about the Sanjiao or triple burner in that regards. What does a lymphatics do? Or what does a Sanjiao do? Well, it helps to clean out. It helps to remove the things you don't need. So when you're starting to go to sleep, your body goes into this deep, this deep consciousness. And when you're in that space, how you interconnect, all the physical or mental or emotional has an opportunity to clean out, to repair both the body and mind. And we can hear and reconnect to our innermost so that those other elements can heal. So you have that feeling of inner bliss and joy. This is why it's so important as a ritual to get to bed before 11 o'clock. If you stay up too late and we miss this daily practice of getting to bed by 11 p.m., over time, you're going to be going past the thoughts and emotions. And you go into this, and you're missing this opportunity to go past the thoughts and emotions and go into your innermost joy. Over time, then that can lead to propensities for anxiety and depression and a feeling of disconnect, which is a very lonely feeling. Gallbladder channel. What always strikes me about this channel is how it runs up the sides of the body, the sides of the face. So I think of the gallbladder, again, we should be asleep by now, of merging side by side with all beings. The mind and body is connected to each other by spirit. And when you feel connected and merged to a group, a big group, your power is strong. Your sense of courage and initiative is strong. Don't feel that loneliness. You feel that interconnectedness. And when you're in that space, you're able to make good decisions and you have good judgment. Everybody knows the value of putting together many brains on a topic usually yields good results. Same thing. If we feel the interconnectedness because we're going into that unconsciousness and sleeping and not staying up, then we will make good judgment over time. Finally, the liver, the deepest, innermost connected. When you've merged with all beings from a Chinese perspective and you're completely connected, that is a great space of healing. Those of us who have sleep disorders tend to have a lot of liver imbalances. We can talk about that another time, but the anxiety, the depression, irritability, quickness to get anger. When you go into that deep restfulness, then there's that capacity to replenish the blood. And in Chinese medicine, that is foundational for our growth and our renewal. And when you're strong and your body is strong by that being unconscious and asleep during these hours, then the compassion and generosity and kindness can arise. So in conclusion, or a couple take-home messages, these are some daily practices from all 12 for optimal vitality. First, you have on the left, the body. Wake early by 7 a.m. Do some type of morning breathing practice. Have a morning bowel movement, or figure out a way to get that. Work with a practitioner to help you with it. It could be food, diet, lifestyle, it can be many things, but make a plan to get you there. Get into early morning exercise. Get in that hearty breakfast. Midday, the mind. Get your work started nice and early in the day. Midday, see it from a new perspective so that you have a good sense of purpose in your activity. And at the end of the day, kind of review the day and check in with your decision making, and then check in for good decision making. At the end of the day, the third is the spirit. When we go to sleep, this is the time to unwind, let go around dusk time. Get into bed early, certainly before 11. In that way, you'll be able to reconnect with your innermost, and you'll get replenished with sleep. So I leave it just with a prayer for peace. One of my favorites, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May all my thoughts and all my actions contribute in some way to that happiness and that freedom for all. Some references for those who want to learn a little more. And here's some information on how you can contact us if you have any questions. Thank you.